moma ban na firi wono eti a wose ye de contract ne ma obi a ono so wo abanfufuro mu na ye nhwa adwuma a wo ye de a ene ye wo kwantwa because the bia no ye be hu ne se enwuma e wo se kwa animu no ye nkoye nimu da yankoye nim da nti I hope say near health minister ka say adwumakuo ene ye nhwehwemu wo mu ena ne be firi mu aba na be ye be ye nhwehwemu na siase me kura de nka me hu ne say ye se company bi wo madwuma o mo ye no enso ani ye je contract afiri wonsa ne afiri mu ba nyina no ka ye nya nhwehwemu no nwie ne ye conclude bibia ansa ne ya ka say oh ne ye de ama another company say omunya adwuma so ne ye te ye say ya announce ye de contract ne me different company ye nhwehwemu wo we mu ye nwie ye chese kwan ye fa so ye niema no dwene ho a entiase ye frɛ ne sɛ entiase wan hwe ye wunya bia no nti na nne ball ankran ya say ball atimi ball aso atimi emene yen because companies are omo ma ye adwuma omo se ya sesa ball e wo se ye tua ye ka ye sika ma ye no obi ya no wajai obi ya no wajai obi ya ne ubenya contractors aye de omo ka ye ntua ye ubenya omo sesa ball ye de wo ka ye ntua ye ubenya omo nyina so no ye se na abada da mu no ye adwuma nti aba afoforo ba ye mpese ye betua wo ka wa bra ye nwi nipa no a se ye gya bola no wo ho no mo a ensunsanso ebeba wo a ekuhudo no fa wo bola wo fie no bisa ho se on be fa bola no na se nie die na ekoso wom sa wonya wadwe se odo bola be ma ekuo bi ti sa bobo ye afo no a na wo so be twen omo e de ka ase ba na wo ase bode po enti tumi e de hye yensa no e wo se wo bi ye didi bi enti yenhwe adwuma a company bi ye de adwuma hye ne se si oh we di oye ne ye enti ye mana to aso aye da bi ye be kwaso ne ye dada ne ma ne ye sesa ne ma sa e be wiase no na afa wo bi ye be di o mayi sika bum obi ye be di o mayi sika bum na afa ne ye be bo ho bena I'm hoping say minister ne wasamo aka ye health minister wasamo aka ye say mo ye nhwehwemu wo mo ye auditing e wo chese ni akoso e wo ministry wo no e me ye say ye be bo campaign bi din ye be bo nipa bi din ni ya hyeda ye ne poto keke be wiase ye ntehwe eti hwehwemu nu a minister wo se mo ye no ye twen mu hwehwemu a mo ye no munya nwie na momfa chese conclusion no momma ye nte se ye no kre company boyi a ye de adwuma hye bonsa wadwuma a boye ye no ye ka se enkoye eti ye de contract no efri wonsem ye de contract ni free wonsem so a ye ka se omo blackmail government company no blackmail aban Ghana aban ye pa ye ko mu ye nhwehwemu no ne efri mu aban ni moma ye hu abusuan asem a ye ka nyina ne se adwumakuo baako yo mo no se basenka tete no ko hospital ayesi o u folders ye beyi ese da bi yanya ne sa digitalization ni bi eti wewu ba eniema gumfidie so adwumakuo a manage no ena ne minister akire mo se wo mo blackmail aban a wotisue na company no mo blackmail aba o madwuma o mo ye na nso ani na so kom a ne minister eka say na company no o madwuma nso ani company no ye nhwehwemu ye nya nhwehwemu a ye no nwie ye so ne wa bra minister ye press conference ya announce say ye de contract na ma another company ye de contract na ma another company enu nti na me se minister ye nya nhwehwemu no de mo award contract na fine ba ye nya nhwehwemu no nwie na moma ye nte se ye nhwehwemu no ne ye di ka be ka ye no ya bre ni saada patwa ne abeka we ya ye se ni aka to ka na nipa no ya di na sam radio so TV so ye be wiase no ye nte hwi bi oni agu nipa ho fin keke eti mu hwi a moma ye hu ne ye be firi mu aba minister wo hwi a wo de ne wo ka se mu ye ni nyina obi a nyi wachinye o obi a nyi wachinye e was lightwave health information management system no obi a nyi wachinye se wasem a wo ka no se ye nukuro se nya nukuro ye nyi wachinye na emom so ose mo ye nhwehwemu de ye danya mo be ye nhwehwemu na wie ti mo ye nhwehwemu no wie a se ne na wo be ye press conference no mo meye ni ye nti se ye nukure company no wo boni a wodi ye company no wo boni a wodi ye nie na ye nyina ye nkoye ni mu e wo ho e se ya bre eni se da bia ye koye nimba ako ni aba yachi yetua na mo be du ni aba yachi ni yabre eti asem bia mo beka say we ya ye wait to send ye gift your wire ne or more akadie ya penny says bedie ya say court or more cobano muma ye say on boni omudi ye ne ye de walk or namun konkosi ase ne nyina ye moyense mamo tie na busia nwumre de yesi adwa no maka cho se MPP amanyoko no campaign no oguso den ene camps no obia na mu na Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia de na ese plan ye ode kɔ no gise omo ankasa kire ye mu because me hu ye enko obi so wo ye campaign se wo de pritumi bi a wo yira nko kɔ ana ne yiri di na chi no omo nyina ne odu ho no mu a akasa bi ne yira akasa bi na we de ne ye hu foforo ne se Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ono enam benkum na ne yire nam nifa wo mo campaign no mo ye ne din be ne da so message ben e no mo wode ma because the other aspirants ne nsem mo de ba ne say da bi ye do ko ye anya yiye eti enwo se ye do ko bio Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia so wose na chese ye ni bi mo ko ba ko mienu miensa eti bibia ne ho chese ye de me ko enye ye ba sa wo ka ne sei a message a wode ma delegates ekwoto aba ne se enu nti o monto aba ma se message no kwaye se oh obi aba ye wa nko ba ko nti me so mo ma me nko ba ko enu nya message enu no nya message wo ka asem se nyina so nipa nyina so nto aba ma wa e wo se na ye tibi eti abusia Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne campaign na nwumre ye wo ene camp no manfa bi anka ho Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne campaign ye wo se wo moma ye nhu wo mo message ne say mampani dada adwene je kum kofo anko baako obi a anko baako nti ye ma wo no so nsa anko ana say there's a message ye beka say ye ton a eyeyie ye ton a ebeto delegacy tim abusua de nti a yesi adwanwumre enie bani ni shuzuma de so enie make us say Dr. Akuamo Akon e wo fia say ka Dr. Akuamo Akon a na che say empanimfo ehwe enkitaudie so Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia eye ne camp no doc eye kasamafo abedi akire ene ofia camp ni nyina se doc mra na o mekira asemu eti na wo adwuma ye adwuma so no pa obeye mi producer so etamachi lawyer listo wo kwadwofo jok sada so ene jamrachum akowua ebomi chidom dendenden ena dwumadie yede ebrel oba Facebook YouTube a yede mu live wo honomo wadwenchi obetumi edibi afa honomo na yakenkan edi amaw ebre ya isim medin edi akua boachiwe yiado mo frami ABY mejo so ma me fa sedama Franco Trading Enterprise wonumu ene cha ye chire ene ma ode cha ye chi so de ene air conditioners no se eno no edin ni gu hu o Franco air conditioners emma obi nka ncho so da bia ni Ghana ni din egu ho Franco air conditioners eye papa enye ne esura awie ni bia da bi we ye air conditioner what the biada ya show mayi sane ye weather ni sitie ene aye ne de aba se TV a ebi ewo honomo inches ni nyina from 32 kosi ne etwato ni nyina ebi ewo honomo ena washing machines ahoro na wotwe ya wie ye so ena color party no ye de ehyehyɛ so eti se wonte ya color no eye blue enye blue eye red kamienu no bom utimi ebo sa combination na ya na ye say so the red and blue no fra ne ewomu ne say your friend block colors ni aba no eti u free obi anka say na de no akeka bom block colors eti ohu red kakra blue kakra na memenda ye hia Adom newsroom ye de no eye blue na baby ametie so burning issues and other political shows nyina red enti me se kamienu no bom na fa be hia me da ebe ewo Legon Botanical Garden ne honomo ena dwumade ne yede hyehyɛ so samini ejinem samini ena ebonwom na mayesa twanwom nagu wudidi na wo nom na atie dwom so eka ho ni nyina ebi ejinem abusua mame madoka kwaba na ntententem so ba Facebook na Badom 106.3 FM like here ya share na fo adwenche to ko YouTube so a na wa subscribe ho so Adom 106.3 FM no adok mama akwaba
minia medioso
boko die
boko na we
Adom yeguso nkakra campaign se regions no say intimi nka say doc e wo one region ko na make can say minim strategy kra mode ekro Say ya chichem we nam ha obi de den it you say yanka say regions be na mo.
She say yeah, my Haji Samira was Central Region, but yeah, Papa, yeah, Dina, Dr. Mahmoud Baumi, ade or Western North. Or then a probable Western North, no baby, yeah, it's not Thursday.
Okay.
Na was we half on we 3 constituencies. You be kwa finish one half na ya to aso sa. So then I can say campaign na we say system kakra. And I sha unsi yura ye maame Haji Samira ono aye ono me hu se ne amenka no po ono aye na establishment ono aye ono an institution so utie maame no ano ate ene ne style of campaigning na very unique inti owo ade sa ewo unchen ana owo ade sa wo campa e wo se make use of it inti it's along that line na ye maame ye ono an campaign na ye papa Dr. Wamian so ye ono an campaign but in chese baby ye mama Haji Samira kono ye besa alcohol but ono have a special engagement so a man or party nim a very special place into ono even though so share delegates ni na together no the special messaging no to a man or party nim because ono say ye mama Haji so a man or party nim no omo a very long relationship and ye nko a ye mfa say yes abe contest flag bearership no and all come na so ya dia oni omo aye adwuma and mobilize for the party for a very long time since Omoba MPP politics no she has always played that role oboabo mana no oni omo ye campaign ni ade nti sa kwan na so na oto aso
nti na che former second lady there on target no ye the women in the party
but no say
delegates
but we
women.
didn't want to make us a polling station be omo ye 5 women's organizer be ye baako na ye mpese ko hu one na waja omo makanina nti o share omo nyina but it's really to touch base with a man on your my adwuma no because MPP na ye ko campaign national campaign na ye mame Haji aye ne campaign omo a oni omo eye day to day ne women's organizers no nti e wo so call mo na so but say ye to aba obi a wo one vote dey ontimi nyiyim say okohia ma ne nko a but nti ohia delegates ni na but special attention to the women to touch base with them again na e kwan na omo nyina started for a very long time omo nim no journey na ye koso no wasa akomo na so akosere omo say sa destination na ye ko ne nyandru ho nti omo nkoso no omo nta na chi na ono nso ntimi nta ne kunu achi na ye nyina ye timi edru baby aye pese ye ko no
Emirika mode kono ma medwen ho se enka mode se ne ade ne hyase moma ye te ye se yakobi dada enti ye can experience no enka obi onu lead party in the 2024 elections na se delegates enim no nipa e wo fom ho no mo enim ne dada eti se mo se yes akura tumirika ni biewo enka mo relax because ye nimo so ne amudi kwei no na che se ehu bia bamu ana se amanfo dikan
ehu kra ba so wunim ye Dr. Mahmoud Baumi a obeti ase obi opa adwuma pa 5 am bia wa sorry etimi ye pen na kakra ne bedu office no wo hodada nti ye ade a onfa anything for granted party na ye chechere MPP 2024 no krani me hwe ho pa nti nyina ka ho to rebuild the trust amongst people no and now share MPP nkugu na ye di na ye a lot of determination to understand the problem no na from within nkofo di ya wo party ni mo nkofo feel said they are not heard by people nti e wom say ye campaign there but especially because ye nyina ye nim say ade no hwa the person obit or ye most likely to win ye about me nti so no ye ne niama is also for the future because sankofo ya na obehi omo to continue to mobilize for the party nti den ye so come na so na wo hwe campaign or year 2024 na wo hu ni su ne ban a ode ye ne bibia sa de no nim say ye ode akra still I was wo show sa effort the initiative no nti or ye very committed say all all constituencies in this country no beto ansana about one aba onye to say and that's what say omuni me dada omuni message ne dada nti ehun hia funny enough occur certain constituencies asana omo ka kire no say jawde anyone na ye adwuma ye ni mu dada enya asem kra nka men ha ho but ni na ka rebuilding efforts ne ho so kwa oni omo edinkita ho kakra de edo omo akoma so omo ka kire unso watimi amomo areshimu kakra amomo some motivation omo de toa ade na se about one na edi nkukuo no ha nkofo so ukona on the party for no ekasa na hu se MPP sunsum no ade e wo yen na ye mu a yen na ye hwe fom no aha nti e wo se ekeka ye ho bom na ye timi have sa unity ne sa cohesion no to be able to move forward nti the reason I'll take it all around no it's two pronged. It's for the future and for the January election and so
mu amune Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia nam ne minka se ni ace mu na muboa no se bia wo kɔ ha te se ne na woti ha yi ebi e wo field a omone no enam ebi e wo nachi yi omo ehwe nachi eti the truster before the 2020 elections no wo mu no me kai se me ni penhia wo me show you so from Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia kam kra nipa be 10 we boss see me 8 make campaign team no ho na ye ne omu hia by the end of the day ye beti se nipa no bi e ben no omo ne no eye adwuma no ebi there be kwan ya ofa so ene ye ene kra ebi atumi akwa se waten ne kra se ye free party no minim se ne si ye ti se ye nua be ya oda ne ho yeah campo ho no mo enye ne office na tie no ama change bi aba e wo kwan ya Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia fa so ne mu amone ne ye adwuma no relate because show the secret bonting from the office say you true nipa no na wo ye sese bomo chiche free su ase be ka cho se de nche mawu a eti oba bonting no be ka so onye oye indecisive a bad taking decision a me office on near me hu amamu amone Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia because I see young people mudi nachi then obemma that opportunity say come to me camp near maybe one ma maybe so akere eni ne see no mo ben ni say no change bi aba
honestly say especially with ADAC with Sir Erano idea honestly I am me say a brave also but say we are no obia ya idea interest kakra wo ho nti so oni obi ye adwuma first na yemfa ne say me hu sound firstly no I say over exaggerating proximity and closeness in the structure of the campaign. No crane say na oye yemfa say reception and our secretary our office ho. And no dear we cannot move away from that. Nyama BCC over the period that my organization of the campaign no eka say a running training ho. And no bibi sasia you can imagine so bia befa sa news no in a different way erano ye ni problem bia but a kwan on no fa so say obe dealing with sa separation na see ye ne say obeba abetina TV so aka ne former boss so ensem poto forgetting say erai wakoye masters any ade ani na Yewura Dr. Mahmood Bawumia netu ya kawo. Or you be on in a year juma now kase opeso uko school and no dear what say music to his ears. Obe boa ama intentem na school now peso ko enya bibi eka wo de ne ho no obe boa mo aye. So girl no had gone through a lot of those processes. In this bibi sikra na separation aba you would expect say you go in peace. But onu hu say or the be political capital aboa ne future on one political career. Until I feel say there are a lot of things or kokan ya. Say she felt me hu say menkano say it was necessary to achieve the ends no person achieve. And as he says you na hu ends ko no person achieve. Me sure say wa achieve. But in semni bebre or how kan ya in my personal experience no metimi aka say no it was absolutely false.
Hono ne hia me pa because wo aba sa fold no ma ba be hu. Eti and you can talk to say ni oka ye ne bi wom ebi nim o ko ho no den no
na make say I cannot agree with it. Me de me hu ni sa, and I think say especially unso obi ka bibi a kire wa ye obi be friend credibility wo hwe de onu benya free na wetimi e de gauge so obeka no kra kire and all the spices be beka asem no ka kire ono nti we baby na ogina at that point na boni beka se na ne credibility very low. Inti honestly, the me man shada amfa is serious. But from my personal experience, many papa na ye jumani de mean to me say or ye indecisive or you be a who so ye gidi and no de ye na ye nim so you be or brain and who so ye very calm. But your person ye no be. Enya dia obema obi afane so de ono asi ne but say obey no obey can in a very calm way but why na adwen awye na adwen ena ne bufu nso no decide say enne onne wo etintintim asem ne twem and obi anso ntimi nye ho hwe it is anya the situation with the previous girl no nti enye say oh ye indecisive ni ade e as old asem sa time no wasem nye de who expect say onyina wachi eno nso de maso. And that's what you expect from a good leader. In so now Becky can baby. I think in fact it reflects more on the personality of Sani Pano. Because anka obeti me free ma no akwaye wade uni obi ani asem a woni nam hokra na nam office ne nchen a obeti me afa hɔ abechia se oja wanye hwe ama me kra wa me ama metimi akɔ school ni bi aka ho anka wo ye ne sa kama but the way a man or approach here there no honestly regrettable but yeah decide say hu here obi ka say or you can say in cry say ujare na bodem ni betwe we ye so umpie so onene unso de o nakedness e could dinachi nti e ya asanya no enya dia we want to pay too much attention to it
and affect mo so a na mo wachi no because a young lady like you say omo edikan no e pave way for nipa ediachi it is obi nya that opportunity na na esi ye esi a amansacha ye bia basa bia mo amaka no ye wo baby wo ha ye mamumura ho ye wasem bi wo ho no ma won change
bia at all and especially we are not doing the same thing but to say the or reception ho no very welcoming the same style on your motie na sa no on your motie and see ade a obewo access to and one na obewo access to when na 8 na nkasa so whatever ejuma ye ne sa honestly girl no ampia mekasa nka na obi akra njen ne ho me ansa na me start ye adwuma mankoto no wo ho enye so obekeka asansem no TV so anka obi anka so irrelevant in the scheme of things because nipa bebre na ye adwuma and na say ye hwe hu no campaign nipa bebre na ye adwuma or campaign too at a point in time there can be more than 50 people in that office inti sabako free ma enye hu sa. The only problem is about no film no kotena TV so na ni kansem bibria most of them na in him but in the grand scheme of things no and shadan hard inside so I can confidently tell you say in the organization of the campaign and the running of the former vice president's office no and sasashwe
yeah the besi campaign no enneso a sene medical bi say ohwe ba bi a obapani Samira enam and then nikunu so enam a muhu ne se ade no ba bi aduru no emu ayehye nti ye wose e maso yenhwe message a nipa true no de ekro they say what is the message because me gidi say munyina ma ukona munkita assemba ko we di ne de nam ha we di ne de nam ha me nim ha wa mo be timi achieve mu we nti message ne say
okay I'm saying you about me a message in it has always been the same yenim ni suban party phone nim no mo nim ni suban on service bio on your moshi and na me bisa first question am bisa say apana why am dey na mo pese mo change no so bo am dey born no nti was am sesa no den and most times untimi nya proper answer bia asem wo mbeka ne say wakoba ako wantimi anwene nti mayema ne nkobio ena yinna enim say no enye reason enough because eno ya disqualification anka nipa be 3 or more kwanke disqualify because omu nyina akobia lusuda nti ni sanka wonso bebio uyi eno ne free ho a there are some niama bi o makeka afa ne ho me sure say no ya ka ho asema but just to rehash it no o makeka say baby o free nti ontimi nwene sa niama no ade e wo say ye magana 40 as ye say enti sa Inti eno nso yaka ho asem nti ta boko asem ni ade recently na Facebook me hwe na me hu say NDC for MPs ne ba akokra yakohye ne dan wo boko e ade very serious e ade a aha Ghana for ache sa boko asem ni ansa na ye wo me na wo ho ansa na ye wo yira ba me na wo ho e na still abeto ho enya ade MPP stronghold inti e den na otimi kokase o se be say o free one faction inti e be affect your electoral fortunes enya no kwe am ye sure say no so atop party for na suma mo mehu say no enye no kwe mbongo but over the cracks of the matter for your party near the asema or culture mo e to masumpa ne so o niama be for enemo first one ne say constituency bia or aban bia bana yiba first thing I say hu ne say ye ko ye tietie ye party for na no ade na e ha o mo pa ne ye didija because ade na ya obi o ha we DMPP achia aye adwuma in opposition na 2016 wa ban atimi aba wanya hwe wanka hwe but e bi asa ne ba bi atimi awie school wecha op scholarship afi okodi scholarship na chia yese ontua onto scholarship no nti amani buafu because we feel say adwuma wa ya ma party ne nisanke ne ne dinesa there are lots of messages like that and feedback like that yensaka edidija and yetna say ehun say ade we e was say you solve it once and for all nti one of the first initiatives or the two party for nanim ne same one constituency 10 appointments because aban bia ba oye president obefa nipa bebre government appointees about 7,000 inti ade na minni sa 7,000 ni me appointing ni bi na me panche emma constituencies no and no beboa in several ways. Number one, obia constituency bia benya appointments no so betimi dia aboa ne nkofo constituency ni mo entimi nya say appointments ni na kogu one region ana kogu one constituency no obi nso di oni bi kra nti say ye na beba o asem na besi we constituency ho a omototo o mani ko munya obia kwa na so no makọ akọje moa nti ye ne sa ye decentralize obia enya appointments ni bia o de boa Ghana no sa de aboa ne mindful
say oka appointments the appointment yes say ministerial appointment because e be wi ase no na ne ba ne say ye ka say ye be ma appointments no e wo constituencies no edru ye ha no aye board edru ye ha no obi anya ministerial position bia enti mutimi specify say ni asem aye kanini because mo ankasa mo chitafo ni bi yeto abani wieye omode mo ka asem ba me adwuma na yanya bibia ba be hye honom se da bi ya ankasa oni certificate kura e ba mu adwuma ni ade bibia qualify asem no e kan ye no ya uni certificate e da mo adwuma nti mo ka appointments na e dey appointment
substantive appointments say and way I kanina is to balance it with the grand plan of His Excellency. And also your idea in his 2024 manifesto now akase obe running lean government on funny pabebre and running abayno into young ministers bebre. But ministers number of ministers now we decided to be committing in hutuno. So it will be taken into consideration the appointments of ministers. Into ministers ne kahon, deputy ministers kahon, CEOs kahon, deputy CEOs, ambassadors. Into substantive appointments said to be distributed fairly no obey the constituency base that obia benya 10 into any appointments in kete and as all sha say a constituency now onya CEOs too cry so no so the agency or no so be fan call for
and e mo be fa ni papa o
they be said
if we say constituencies here was say 276 say
6
276 senior 276 na every constituency nipa 10 o ma se kan calculate ni ehwe ade na ye hwe ni ebenya 276 every constituency 10 10 times saying 276
you get 2,760 the president appoints 7,000 people into your say on obey 3,005 appointments no the idea way into a mass ne kra still e biaka
if say we nu nyina be MPP for anamboa
Na say oban bi aba ne party for no appoint you mo say ndem nua akua
party for nko
na say John Mahama ba
any party na che say uni party a
there be say
yes adie that timbi emfa anye
yes 7,000 appointments into so cast or the less than half boa party for na ya pray about amaimun not the diaka no ashe the other people. I think it's very fair because I know we can't run away from it. Abaimbi aba o party for only omu every opposition ebe pray to me no omuna only omu be running governments no and it's all about getting in kofua only omu be running governments no. The whole idea is omu na ebe boa amaya ye Ghana no ekwanya ye hu se ye betimi ayama na ye ni ye. This is very simple as that. It's all 7,000 na kofua na only omu running opposition now because let's face opposition no is sort of like government in waiting. Basically you to abandon January 31st ni we na ye about me be flag bearer of the party ye be constituency something that looks like a government in waiting na ye bet media putting up a very solid opposition to the government ye bet me keep you on their toes accountability me na me tell about this light wave thing ye didn't come on could do baby I'll let you know my views on it because a system I may use to that.
Okay.
Several times.
Oh, hospital.
It is a hono na ye betimi organize ya ye betimi akasa asem ade we ya oye enkoyi na ye need die chire sa. Oh, it is enkofo a oni omaye sa government in waiting in opposition. Oba ben mu aso mu ana form.
Akua na emu ye nyehu.
Adem
Se muti opposition na ye beyi akua se akua be kasa for health ho. Akua na mu nyina nim say baby a me gina ide ne e ba power anya hwe health ministry ho no ma anya minister me deputy
akua sasa we do be am menya asem
you see say me kan ne wo kan say obeya am menya asem
but the truth is
wo mu ni say so okofa unu akwasi botwe say kwasi botwe e ba ni attention ni nsem ho akwasi kasa ho no di ni suit da bia kwasi kasa fa ho na fa be wi ase ye beba ne yi na sinchen say ne de beba ye ne yi mi sinchen because so be for me government in waiting
but ekua sanity the NDC formed that's the point of having an opposition party.
No wo ho no mo a ye wo nipa bi a omunim de enti ye be kasa kasa fa ha ba say ye kasa we know de train ye ba say
a choice of words as a choice of words but as an opposition party no who organize it in such a way say you are basically a government in waiting to be able to hold the government accountable. Who say UK call mo de omo ade e friend shadow ministry into opposition na omo shadow minister of health just say on opposition party ni mu no
enti asem asesa me wo be shem boka kire me say na UK ho de na wo no
make Ghana who say ye wa ban mu no na NDC for ade I be telecommunication hu nyina na hwan na ka ho asem ranking member on communication or parliament honorable Sam George ade na health into na make us a light we have say me be baso because omo ye sa light wave contracts no na current minister no na ranking on health into health assembly government in waiting no so the NDC for that's usually how democracies run into at that point on na ranking minister into asem we know him from the beginning into want to mean any yembe yet to say brand new sem. Oh, so it's about the same thing, and to organize and do that. Usually, uba sankofona na on your moye ejuma to a certain degree. Into that will constitute about the 3,000 of the appointments.
Okay. Enti na che say 4 points na ode ma me ba ko na abai ba ne wa kan su de ye nim say before 2024 elections no promises are Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia Adema delegates no still na say ba ko ano da so gina mu say every constituency 10 appointments. Eti yen hwe the next one, the second one bedding.
The second one the welfare system. The welfare system, the welfare database or person deba. And I idea and also funny enough, some MPs are or more form where you very serious or more pilot or more constituencies. Until at least we have a test case of it. It's me who's tower at the end of the year, Juma. The whole thing they say. Usually in same babies see your party anymore. You start here probably me who a lot of issues are Emma mirror home obi okobo poster okobo party poster na electricity are shocking na why electrocuted ne life as he knows it no etwecha obi wo ho a ntawantawe be ya obi ehwe ase de gu nanim asamasa for him. There are lots of stories like that across the party and across the length and breadth of the country. But the main issue is say there is no centralized point cry in him say way asemesi say na no way na ye way. Obi another issue nso ne say aye den ya yemfa ne say scholarship si ebeba military slots si ebeba ne ade but ohwa obehu no ye dey slots ama MP say anka frankofo e wo constituency omo ye interested in that omo qualify but obehu na afi aye ade aye ton and nina ya ade a ema party for no ebufu nti how do we coordinate all of this in a fair manner? At least ade a ya ma Ghana for nyina wo as a party no nim say unso benya ode wom ye ya ma Ghana for nyina but wo as a party no unso benya ode wom nti if you are able to put together a database of delegates nina ene de ebehia omo di omo hia asem obi o ha ono enye ono na epe school na ko but owo ma ohia scholarship na manema bi o ba a nursing ene ope nti ohia hoboa kakra e de akọ nursing ohia soldier ohia police. So we put all of this together in a database. You be review from time to time. It slots ne ba yenim say bi a slots 50 and Quebec MPs in the horn. She say it's coming to the centralized database. MP near the man we are making sure say at least Sanko for no constituency no many almost slots. So Uncle for no more dia the maton chain. A bear sa copim say all the party machinery no obia chesadia ya magana for obia benefiting unso when ya odia unso benefiting. So that's the very simple thing for the welfare system. And I say you are making nyama bia enkophobia as started as MPs e wo mo constituency. So I'm say oil palm. I'm say you work for time no. Omo oil palm projects be. I said now we a polling station organizer na baby sakwa na onya oil palm na. So when ya unso san wadwuma kakra o ya unse kwa no kakra. Nti ye timi we na area and the end no. Sa edidija asem na de bia yete no. Eno nso eto etwa. Nti eno ye number 2. The third one ye constituency based budgeting no. Constituency based budgeting no ye senior ye kanu no. Basically constituencies na be omo be generate omo budgets. Nti enye se Minister of Finance tin cry no we decide there e bia menshia fo hia e wo menshia. Unni ho na we hu say ya asema e dey high net street lights. Na ebia enye street lights on hu se wo hia na wa bro chippings wonso mfa chippings enye hwe na do adornment ye kwan ni bebre aye but these things these lapses ne happen in ema yetimi eche niam bi ekoba bia omo hia na akoye waste nti see ge be develop budgets no from the constituency level one na obeka de wo hia na de ahye budgets mu ne implement. Another thing I be one say these budgets and so e be executed at the constituency level. Nti enye say street light contracts nyina wo Ghana ya centralize their money pa baako. Now we're executing and also abaya some so later. Ya chicha contracts ni munti be a mention street lights and quite 100. Say 100 no say capital so the executive budget no and so contracts and so about from meboa. Until now people can stimulate local entrepreneurs say wo hwa omunso betimi anya adwuma etimi abede for sa contracts na say the growth around the country no be enya ne de kakaka instead say na yaswani na mani pa ba no. So that's the third one. The fourth one the idea as a result of operations in every political party. Idea I see and say in 2024, Nankofo a lot of Arishimu were Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia until he was able to raise quite enough funds for the campaign. But he starts a election year, a call ye delegacy now. So yasema yete and say resources for election mensan comedy blah blah blah. A lot of stories like that and yete. And Yera Dr. Bawumia who say no akron digital man. He is always pushing a lot of digital innovation. A man yama simple. Inti adin no one the campaign yama be say to missy. we are going to maintain another database of nkofo use your for party operations resources for these things na beba wa won chain direct nti enye sa besi wo chairman so na answer na de ne bedru so na holding fee a chair de na ama ade a all the resources ne koye kwa na wentimi anye na ye nyina ye ni meguase. So those are the four main message to the delegates no, besides the value in consistency. Say no de nyina ye nim say in the politics of Ghana no, it is usually better that the candidates now de ne kono wakobida. Because Ghana for usually crying of sa de ehumobron so cry eto abaka cry is a thing ankofo nso refi. And see that the value of political consistency so ya dear kai delegates no.
The fourth point no na me hwe say na say you know se ba se campaign ediska efri fa say Accra ko constituency say yemfanya adwuma enkosi regional chairman so enkosi constituency chairman so na kosi obia so
me started politics na me hu say free bibi free bibi holding fee ne ade ma menchi omu say enu so asem resources ya election be because ye pese resources ko wo de akosi obi so but final person na ohia resources no na me in contact with that person nti nsaka de no from doc me nsaka de but figure no boy any figure na ye send e no enye pe ade no so atekakra so atebe 20%. Oh, and I be say but enye sa na dispatch e say and your doc holding fee ache no so nti am say ade wo ho no nti ansa na be so nea be dru so no na
nti na say near nsa be so mbia me say kita mu no mate.
Let me be fair, usually because e bin so wo ho a wo de mo asa o mo de ko pepepe but usually no nkofo e betena so anti e be dru so na asa, and that's what happened to us in the 2024 election.
Enti after say manya database of nipa no e was scan ko si omoso no na you wire is straight to your account and
account momo interoperability or no one a champion here wetimi aye in such a way say you can move from your bank account to your momo, you can move from Vodafone to MTN nti ade nti no use so no a it will be through momo the same so what you need to do to execute whatever you need to do I besi wa also nti say ye ba na adwuma ne ye nye then we can deal with you directly.
Abusiansa fen wa bie wa fidi abani ni shujumedie so eni ene ye ne Dr. Akua Amoako na asi adwa na wo hwa na chese eye Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne campaign team no mpanimfo ewomuo bankitahudie so a woni eboa no mankitahudie tumi ekoso pa no doc eka ho eti ene niema nan na wamiehu we ye niema nan a delegates ebekọ akoto aba no na eko ede ema wo ye delegate ano ho ba no ebi ene se constituency bi appointments na du mo beje e wo ho no mo musikasem if say me kai say ye to abani wie ye na me ne MPP national treasurer betena ha no work say na campaign na ye no ye wo campaign no ankasa o musika na party so de ntini na mo ye kura ye nhumu hwe eti se change bi beba kwan on befa so asend this kana kofem mo no mo a ye nsa anka no so no ye se mo nsa beka na ne wo mbi no ba ye ken ade ba ko so a mehu ye sa declarations ahoro a e ba na MPs na norm 60 saying
63 I think
MP 63 o munyina se Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na o mo support no eno no ya ade asese mu se handsome campaign no se se support members of parliament dodo na se Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na o muta na chidia na ye awie.
And yes, but it sends a very strong message. Unse, share the architecture of government, and the architecture of government in Ghana. Parliament wo executive wo and sana judiciary, the political parties in Kaho. But parliament a very strong portion of it. And he say, say 88 or something around that. Name 63. Etimia kase. Papaya didn't the core election 2024. Papaya and then since 2007. pay a na nim ne nim de ene ne suban ene ne tema o de wo ema party for ene ne niso ade kunu a wo ma Ghana for ye nyina ye nim saa de we hwen sesam free ne ho nti adan ne wo se yesesa no na o mutimi eyi o manim boldly ebegina na chi a I think it sends a very strong message to Ghana for nyina and it sends a very strong message to the party say MPP sunsum no en sesa baby ejina enya de a ye tie wo party ne usually en na ya it's something is very clear MPP sunsum na usually ko gina nipa ba ko achi a enye easy say ebe sorry afi nipa ko na chi akọ bi fufu achi eno ya de it's a fact you can go through the history of the party usually ko gina ha the party spirit ebe ta achi akopem say ye be finish projects no ansa na movie afiko so all these things just go to reinforce that fact say MPP sunsum no papa na omode ne koy no omunya ne hu omunne ne hu problem sa vision na ye nyina ye wonti edidi na chi 2024 na da so ho until we are continuing with him and so I feel say it sends a very strong message but sir endorsements you see what I was hoping to happen is say some attacks are a free other aspirants so by you Dr. Mahmoud Mimi who say attacks
mom fan say omokra na e ka no krechem when they tell you say nipa we ya omso om declare support amamono Omwa no say jina baby foforo.
Also India is different. And that's not what I'm talking about.
Are they even not opening when he say mube say hey Crawford was here show mu.
Oh yes, like there are few issues about I'm sure we'll come to that. But what I was talking about and say that declaration they should show asema making say MPP sunsum no eda so tapa penetia onye ehwi nti ensesa no no. Nti wo say nyama ye jina baby ekeka no ye susu na ye ka because no ade e che ne say the most likely I will win the MPP primary see Papa Dr. Baumia. In summer, more kafani hunina, more ebi, most of it, we are very sure says, answer ma more can and yano cre, but more can ya because he say money in a pre contest. Say January 31st no or when near Sansam now wakano. Now, why not one man sa extra jumanisa or betchrichim. Inti ehon na me kafa say yen nim say but the idea ko one way there's nothing happen nothing
spirit in here pa the spirit of the party na party in spirit na e dey hin
yeah no be na make am say wusha there's always I'm not speaking about spirit literally but say yeah ka say Obia ejina one side. Don't see a started contest. See other aspirants were complaining. Say I say party executives need now support one person. MPs need now support. And na make one sim. Just say the machinery MPP for need now still a baby ejina ni ejina. And no na make. And na make say that should send a strong message to aspirants. Say niamo omo keka no omo susu no omo nka because oh yeah then ya you about me and be winning. In sema okay after January 31st. Yeah na woma ye extra ejuma say ye beba be chireshim. She say social media aba ama but your bekebia ne amplify akọ all over the place obiati and it's coming from party ni no nkofo add value to it nti impact situation afa yeti radio so ne NDC for ka na say mo party ni kra we e ka say ade no walu so awie but like in some now what can any so it can stay with the party for a long time. So that's a not make say it's very clear the AC or party anymore. It's measured with I say democracy near when be uncontested. Into be uncontested. But mamu gu papa ni hu fi with intro especially in such a way say after our win no na party no wasade adwuma for brain to be able to explain and clean those things away.
Ena o se omo aye declaration yeta chire no muji omo nyina di se support no e wo honom and even muji di se obi wo Manchia South Manchia North na se o se me as an MP me declare me support for Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia does it mean say the whole constituency na be mo dia?
No, it doesn't. I don't think say that's the extrapolation. But usually, no. Osha, MP or that's what supports on the polling station for him. Usually, in Kofoni do on MP sechi. Osha, the voting pattern of party now. Usually, in Kofo, and Osha, even some of the credible polling about her. Ubisa, the reason that for the undecided are some of the reasons I yet say or more chamber be a party ni be decide no man so alcohol. So sad it exists. So MP Jina baby, there are a lot of people are loyalty and allegiance. No, it's just omo the omo penny in bekano, omo betie because omo wo areshemu when we
yes. Be influence and I'm winning sir.
Oh, I better making say there's a lot of people in the group. Ebi so wakofa MP nintin nkofo bi befu because omo ne MP ne wasem. So it's a double-edged sword. But usually MP are wetimi a win election and say ade na teacher for ewo ho. But when I'm saying I'm making nipa chimu de ye nyina enim de wo nipa chim. But nan say politics na ye no. So ukojina ha it's more an indictment on wo nipa na wo yes ade no than nipa na we doing so we need a hide and seek no because when I watch say you when you're a man of your word and I intimate rely on you now wako ha una ugu fi because una a man for who say as a sebi you serious Inti sana wo pese o running o political career say near wasem but in generally no idea usually nkofo declare openly they are so invested in that declaration because once we be declare no they say what the other side investment nyina wa ha nti wa be declare wa ha na wonya adwuma make sure say the word declare wo ho na when ya say nyina ne yenya de epe meaning say they make not here because say openly when my who say you target to this person it's not so easy to remove that target and to come to the other side nti generally near me say about 90% of them bear true to their word but nipa de sheda this so untimi mpai enhudio wo mu kire den ya ubenya away be plus or minus 1 be
And apart from say omoye say declaration support be na omode boamo wo campaign.
Oh, say idea way the delegate selection into mostly about canvassing anywhere on the uncall for kasa. MPBR or poll or structure. What's your constituency structure now? Everyone say the chairman and the MP are both at the top. Now when your constituency executives, now when your electoral area coordinators, now when your polling station executives. Omuna eto abama MP no, and omuna basically under the tutelage and protection of Sa MP no. And so MP are what declare my about me. I know the expectation they say only uncall for ne kasa o canvassing. Any or more more Matthias DNT was a retaining era Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And I'm quite confident say no day is happening around the country.
I will see for a man for Adrian be medical dia true and him so over Facebook, YouTube, Adrian Chenu to me Eddie B at Facebook with the toa like na share nafa Wadrin Cheno eto one more nafa Wadrin Cheno eto na Ben Kofi. Hey, mo pe girl obi aye girl mame kan wo message ne wo se akue ne message ni po afa hin wo se Ben Kofi se akua awura yi a wo ne te ho anwumre enti wo ye doctor de da bia mu ni TV ne radio so ya wo ye politics eti eya okowodo ekoye adwuma Dog because me from near me the first time ni share o ha me bisa no ema meti ase so a medical doctor na gidi say doctors no so adwuma omo ye no omo okomfa so eye nti brepam eno aka say ye kan ene contradia minister say omo twam mpo no say ode aye adwuma pen eti edru ho no mo a ye nche bekwa no so Derek Ayite wo se bi wa mehwe mu free nkrakan mechiamo enwumre ejo so nkrakan fo nyina so ye chia wom Baja Nuruddin wo se akua on the constituency based budgeting no Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ebeye the definition of power to the people say ye di to me ehye nipa nsem efie bebre nie ye ka development anasem puntuduma no a ade enda bi efiri soro ne ba fam eti se doka ni so ade hunu ne se wo de be hyase efiri fam akosoro a ebeboa efi se ye ba nkro nketua num sumu a constituency bia ne village bia no obia ne sani omusi eye omade efa eti se yetumi ben constituency no yetie constituency no ne omuhia sani ye wose esi eye no a megiri se eno no ebeboa mo ohene kwame wose akua Dr. Bawumia ne vision no eye the best Ghana for hia ye kani so ade hunu na Ghana for hia Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na ni so ade hunu no ko mense platu wose akua nipa obetumi ade MPP amanyoko no akonkunimdie mu amada che papa Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia Chia Hajia Safia Mohammed next MPP National Women Organizer hope for Emame Sarah ani amadonso we so de ayi ode aba Ghana ba manual wose akua wonim se Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia niema ye boboso ne ye wo kaso obeye no eni nipa wo constituency no ho je papa e ka se eni nipa no kwa eniema amaboboso niema nan no nipa wo constituency no agitum eno so ene hia nipa no a wo hwe animu KM Mayoba 2pm Asante Mampo no wose akua ka che MPP fo ne se omo forget it 2028 omo ko he oh ka che omo se ade a NDC ye wo ne o mayimu no NDC will little thy kingdom come eti omuntwa ni omtwetwa so kra ni omkeka aka no na chia Honorable Julius Debra Chief of Staff na MC for Kwabri East Honorable Joseph Amankwa Emame papa 2pm Asante Mampong ne de ya wode eba no meso wode ba na de aba ba ko na esa na ye bebre Nelson Asiedu wode wu didwa wo hu yo ene obi odi dwa so bebre sa Emmanuel Kone Mensa o se bi wa mechia mo na wonim se ye ka branda e wo hodada ye ka se nipa bibi hye ne nso na ade no ye nim dada enya fei na ye beka so ye kohwehwe nipa we ne brand ye den a ye ka establish branda Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne brand na wo ho no dada nipa nim dada enya fei na obi ekokoma akoka se we ne wom eti yesre baby a wo be hu se ne picture ya post bia no wo be hu se nipa na ni boss anu hu se papa we ne call ye no eti MPP aton ne dada enya fei ena mpanimfo akwhya ase se ye koton no akobɔ dawuro Samuel Labisian wo se bi wa mechia mo anwumrei na mepese mi hu yani a chese party ni ye wo mu odie ye de enya hwe asem a muka na anwumrei na chese delegacy na chese delegacy na didie yani aka ye so ye to aba ye wo party num no eno ne campaign e wo se mo ye eno ne campaign e wo se mo ye because me amendments ana no mo koye wo park so ho no mu yi no na ne me hwe pa wo mu ne se en campaign for beka se obi oto aba e wo party num bia no is a delegate because can no kra no ebe bo nipa na aspirants a omuyi omuanim no se the population nipa e wo MPP amanyoko na se nipa kro wo so betimi atua wo bia sika se omba omanye hwe se kra de nka ne se ye wo je bribe TNT na item 13 eno ne ye de sika nti se nipa bebrebe wo betimi de amomo a se no watua eti eno ne campaign na sa wo ye party ba NDC o MPP o e wo sa wo ye se enwo se ye nya selected people be say we mu ne delegates ya ye call mo na so kwosere tumi wom say representation e wo ho parliament ye beka so na eden na ye nyina ha ya nko parliament but with this one wo ye party ba na wo ye wo campaign wani abra ye wo so move for nie say mu nyina no e wo se ye chema ne so obi a so say mu nyina mu take decision enye some few people mo no mu gidi say o ma enjoy say o mo enjoy you say o mo enjoy no ye mo a ombeka say mo cup of tea ti ne wo mu eno no ma memfa message ento aso na yenko ye ni mesremo wo de ba ko ba ya da ba ko no an mekan eti say wo de bebre nipa ba ko be du be say aden ado osaiwo sende ya wode aba osi ebi wa mechia wa nwumre na chia doctor akua amoakon ema me papa ka che ne se anwumre mechia no doc eje oso doc ate onkra no ukusaira mjisa osi ebi wa mechia mo anwumre woni team na wehiomo wo mame omu nyina kan aspirants no a ayo madwen se beko ni nyina no obi deserve to win eti ka che omo se me wishi obi a wo nyame enka omo ho e wo mo campaign a omo eyemu amna santo ahwene pa wo se akua mesumi ye campaign na me de ne ye esla owusu ekufo general secretary omo ntoma no oba no betumi aye adwuma no wo fa k edifi new plan station circle na eba wo se akua mehwemo Mechia Chris Lloyd, MPP National Youth Organizer hopeful. Hey, campaign idi amount for year. More year campaign. Oh say
30 dates cry for some national election so.
They say more presidential one and ya cry na amount for
show more target
form there no. Eti wa dwenche oba Facebook, YouTube abetumi edibiato Dr. Akria Amwakon ene no esi adwa ye ka doka na che se Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia campaign team no mpanifo eboa e mankita hodie ekoso no the opposition no specifically eden
deputy spokesperson
tineche say kasamafo abedi achire modoso ba akuni
ya no so
why are they to get to that position no enough from ti we hope sentina na mbisa say e bi niema bi asem chance na ba wa me say no Doc that so believe in Mose youth more around him no obetumi aboa no na Isaac Chumesi o se me hwam free Israel Tel Aviv ebi why my mama baso any adwuma moye Doc yenhwe ye kan message a mode comment nipa wo fam no mokwa maka madam ani mokwa minim se mu wo nipa bi wo achi se mo hwe chiri message no eni nipa no omusom sen eto nipa no asum se yebeka so se die sika na oba ikita umu yenimobi e wo se bi besi ne so se ne yede beba wo se to da aka wasem ni wi na obi atonyom yate abre o mo yete ne da mo message na mo de call form no response na te say
say so far so good say you started your probo ankasa no and share dan che be say a week or two ago and you're about me starting a problem in Kasawa Bono region and see a lot of monitoring
Bono near half an hour for
Bono East Crown starting
Bono East okay
Bono East Bono half and as is all Western North
3 regions in Inano which are
and all Western North into a half of the 3 constituencies or Besako and so no I Western side then
na didn't na mu ye jabi wo na achire masako no no ye
Onse Yerua Yemame former first lady Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins free mu inti na ehu hia say Yerua ba me abeba no o abechia ebusua inti Monday no na sa Monday na na so ye the second half of a half no but ono de ban crying ene ebusua ebehia inti owie Western North na no wakowie a half na because of crying no ba briefly no went me anya no wato aso send ya wo kan ye wo a lot of monitoring teams and na yenso we are internal polling na ye de hu de ekokọ ewo form na yetimi adjust ye niama ye but to make it clear on say niama ye wo ma delegates no enye enwa omusa wo arehwemu wo you about me and so adi hu o de Ghana for in general on say make us say na me say de ebe ya ma Ghana for nyina a benefit no and na party for we confident say ade na ya ma Ghana for nyina ba wo benya wo de wo a lot of idea me who say nko forecast jobs asem but so you be a unim you about me and ni so ade hu eda nanim ne asem o ka about jobs na wo be feeling more confident cry e woni mu asim bibia because eda na say anche bia na me ni menu akobia mo wa ha na o ka factory ho asem and the simple response to that so like MPP for cry try industrialization idea we be da and chebia 1D 1F try effect factories bebre nipa esimi for omajuma 1D 1F number 100,000 because of your baby we are see drew now there are easier ways to generate a lot of employment sa factory semno it's usually might not be the best and you say any factories the whole principle of MPP is to enable private sector into who create a very enabling environment say afi minu akua say okasa radio suria onu so be factory ketwa bi idea nsuo the situation e pese crazy say who decided to obey sa capital now open ombre na onsa aka electricity out the be adwuma na stable na wetimi ayo factory na wafa nko for that's the thinking of the new patriotic party. Not say abina and BCC factories no. But also yera about Mahmoud Bawumia ni swadi hunu na. It goes beyond that. She say baby I drew riase any development ni mono. Ye caught towards a technological and digital age. And no de obi a phone. She say half of the time it's me call na kra kasa kra enkoso table ne so. Obi emi ani phone. Sika no year or you on the phone. So bibia there's like a whole world with your phone in the digital way. Nina kahunti na nyama bia utimi as vice or boye or bar vice president or man any brace sanya manager be make sure say bit me as a Ghana card no any momo interoperability. Send na obia nya sa financial inclusion no to be able to continue with the architecture or no. Mete hana me share some reports be aba skills are you be here as or mine, in fact, the whole world be here for the workforce. We normal skills na and go for can't say communication skills. Nisanya manina adia a buffer spy IT skills. Yeah, a lot of researchers who say there's a new niche. The world needs like more IT professionals than we can produce. Inti ada na take advantage of our revolution na eban. A honor of Okase be trained in Mebunu over 1 million ewo IT nimu. Na wetimi learn sa very valuable skill yi. A bit krati Ghana omo ye adwuma wa abrochi no omo $. We want to create a system a niama bebre sa ekoso. Utimi ye sa na we be app sa nkofo ye. Wetimi aye app ni bi e ade a eboa. Yes ye be ye fund a wobetimi apply na wakonya sa sika ni bi na wonso wetumi de abia wo de. Sa na Facebook aye nyina ye wo Facebook yi so obi here in a dorm room university, but there was an architecture, a system or onya sa idea na utimi build it up no onya nkofo ma yesu ni movement say why Facebook mo bi use
enya ni coding ya Sam George ya shasi
and it's not as simple as coding. And you say you chill coding in Kwana Akaho. You train you in all the different IT skills. You in Yausa. There's an R&D lab. Obetimi try out some of the things. And now there's a dedicated fund of $100 million for why yes our coding never now wetimi app ni bina app near vital no. Oh source of funding, fair seed funding on Sabeka. Now I started the abuabu a year wakope funding ni biaka ho. In so sure this is a very broad ecosystem of ejuma niam adwen any policies a de ejuma papa ebebre mabuno enye ejuma nko a asema ya metaka ni says oh yeah ejuma wo Google omutimi baby office wo Ghana ha na se wo be gate crowd Google ho a be very comfortable. And that's the kind of system omo abroche ejuma bia obe at least on sabeko wano ubenya baby papa da obetimi anya car bi. So that's the vision any swadi hunu for Ghana about on the large scale. But if you want to zone in on Nyama or directly to improve the lives of party people and no and na minimum aka
enye party form
enye party nko but say this wadi hunu for Ghana no say aka say ka ho asem na time no this anka wo ma me bi ka ho be 8 hours
kakra no
they are dissecting manufacture na but all of these things are there. So tax amnesty na ewo ye manifesto ni ka ho asem pa tax amnesty or the ma ejumfo nyina e not even ejo obia otua tax wo Ghana nyina anko bedi president asa face ye no e ka odi bia ye de chew nti anka Adom FM tax anka mo betua no ye de achemo management then no mudi sika ne be be reinvest wo Adom na omonya staff ni bi aka ho we nyina be create employment employment e be create no e bro so we see 1,000 factories assembly they make can see so ano no said there are multiple things ye wo in place ye be e be create jobs who say factory na we see there's no way I'll bet me a match that rate no
abusia enwumrei ma memfa enkaiboi entwam na doc memendei se mo ho okwan a efo siria kola efo yire edafam efo de mo campaign o ye mamo ne efo yire dafam ya eyiyo no ebekoso ewo akraka opposite police park hono mo a
hono yakọ
hono mo 1st and 2nd November na efo yiyo no baso nti ye besre ejamfo efo mia meyonko efo madam Janet Jaiwa edafem nti nyame ya adomo a memenda ebei efo ye enkran he na yi yo no ebekoso ewo police park ye no eye opsi takraka ebesre ejamfo enom na yenyina yenko na yenkoja efo na ontumi enkata na yire eno genetechi ekra yenko na yenkoja no na wotwe awie yeso efo ayi ewo ho kala party ewo ho na yeka hogbeza African say no ano hogbeza na che say kasa na metiba na nse die masuma bie enkran no aba olaba wo
umoja dey so bo ami
umoja beda wonti yeka say na akwohwe na nim na say kwi anyimi ni name ekwi onye ekwi ani ekwi say
square was usu anti esa me hwe say enya opo
ne emeka de na che say minim olaba wo na say umoja beda ntikala party this weekend olaba wo umoja beda ye kona abusia ye boaboa ye ho na this year eye hogbechocha fashion no yakọ na ne de hyase eye hogbeza 2025 ene ye de hyase nti ye de pagya the Anglo Duka Council any Anglo Youth Council no akabum se nyame ya dom a eye hogbe park ye no ewo Angloga weekend yi o ye bodwa data na theme da so no building bridges from common history to a common destiny ye ka bomu na youth wo Anglo ne importamu nyinada mumre o na moba ye say Anglo energy no ye pedem come for the culture stay for music feel the excitement brofo de mudi bia brema nwumre eti weekend yi wo Anglo ne potamu a yesre kose ya na afi ogbechocho fashion no ebedi no sonko ye hya ase eni ye hya ase apagya no se ya na ye beko no na next dimension conference so baso 2025 resurrection power and living bread ministries international na se sofo bishop owusu ansa etiedwam guest speakers are Ebeboa, Evangelist Kwesi Donko, Apostle EOK Donko, etiedwam. Nyame ya domoa Kwesieda ye shase Kwesieda etwamwe October 26. Yebewie nyame ya domoa Kwesieda 2nd November ene adidwumade ni nyina ebewie ye. My father's house ye word and so mine. Say opesa odi GPS address no ene kwa GA 564-7813 enumre bia no numa ba pa mu no na se ye de dwumadie next dimension conference 2025 ne ye de ahyehye so wo ba anya wo nko a fanamfo wo ma wo fie a na nsen wo kwa so na agya wo ma wo fie a etese ne ko wa hankokora ankeye ese wo nyamesuro ne wura wo na wagya wo ma agya busua ne wo fie beba na ese wo matin kensen eti this year next dimension conference 2025 na busua Kwesieda ni de ba wiye unko obi a ebre no aso fa ahohyem kobi na nyame ani onyam ededi enwosra ene ne ekoso no edoso yese wo ye lucky uka de lucky ese ho na so obeka ho a wo so dial star 172 wo de na ma me beboyi wo meboba na de ubogu ho na wo bogu ho star 712 star 712 wabo awia na ewo mu onie ube choose option 1 no ne beba bia choose option 1 no na u choose option 1 no a ne na ka kire wo ticket no sen na wo pesa wo to de wo to sen na edu ho no mo na akrade a ye tuoi unya weni ne yes you are among the luckiest o kan the luckiest mo etini wo mu ansa owi usika bafu ne de wade ama woto ba ko a ye ma wo mohu se ya na waje ama ne ma akoyi doke wo se onka se mu na wo ka bibi se o mu ankasa mu nhwehwe mu eba ye ka nhwehwe mu abi wo no mo a research na maye mu si form si o ye pese ehu ya hoden mo ma hoden ne mo ankasa maye minim ba bi ye da na se wo mu ana tese de bi aba o ken na elidie
asasa asem de ya boagu sa academic researchers na when who sa omo text ne ade na eliki ye
no ade text
men dem send am me ni akua sanya wonu hu ya ye mo fanto nchen kra number 1 ye nim say lead researcher no or ye wura Kennedy Japan team member no on ntimi dispute yen ka say no nti ontimi nye credible research but now what group be ED for Ken Emma obi atwitwa sa screenshots from sa ni group no e de abeto abonten nti na sa unse sa poll ne ba immediate minya abotre ekokan ye te say okay kakra si ani a ensi ani na obi a wo oh utimi ye
why your research
utimi a research na over percentage if you are using a percentage it means it's over 100 meboa
yes
okay kasi ani na less than 100 ensi ani okay kasi ani na bro 100 ensi ani some of it wasn't adding up and as Osha say Musa Global Info Analytics omu release poll bia say area no academic one for no so de omo de beba says all patch say northeast region last election year Ken enya less than 100 votes no say niama dania ma northeast for no baby a about me free no omu nyina to ama Ken chade no cookie figures na we cooking in such a way believable as up research the wa kra kan ya we obeka say bia comedy is very funny but
entimuka bo mu no percentage na nu na
release one of the things or say most likely scenario back on so worst scenario ni now hikabo mali enya de do 100 back bro back nso nru and na send me kan yenya yenim say Dr. Evans dia yenim baby ogina nti eno de ne de na me can we have our own internal polls and na there are some polls be I ever say ni omaye in the past no give you almost some credibility. Polls shape you can use it as a tool to shape perception of the public. It is any obi say
enye sa hwehwe mu no kodan say wo mu ana asofo bi so abe ni enyame aka ni ken na ekro Brian na ekro
sanya mani there I stay away from it there metimi de betimi ayehu bibis ewo ye ya fam no na me de ya me focus on there yes
ye hunhum mu ne de ya humura ho
ye beja ma hu omo ye expert wo hunhum ni mo no so aka ho ase but I don't think so all those things a pusu obi so who say obi akasa I've also seen a lot of prophets and so makase ade no ye about me they focused we are just focused on executing a very clean and effective campaign ebema ya asem ato MPP for no asum ebema ye coming together as a party unity ni cohesion wo hwa ye betimi asade ya asem abeto Ghana for nyina anima omo beto asem na ye de momo no see that's very simple the focus is very simple eno na ye wo ho aye ho adwuma
donc na mema ye tiefo no abamu kakra na ansa na wo be sori so no ne health minister ne press conference or efa contract no ho se ne wadi kan ate ho ama me so me kura mi nim bibi fa sa adwuma no eti wa experience e wo field no me be se me hu se company no ma adwuma san ne sitie ansa na abesori no ye de no beba na ma me fa homa no ntudwa 0302216561 and 0302216562 betumi afre na wadwenche odi abedmeden so dok yenko
okay nti lightweight system no na me was school where we confanoche and almost started some pilots pilot
that was in 2020 say
no this was 2019 or so
2019
I said obi abetimi estimate
piloting no enye age asem
but yeah piloting was done in 2019 when I was in Confanoche as a final year student so na first batch of nkofo mu training for lightweight system no na meka ho so it's a very robust system metimi edi ho dance here say adwuma na e wo say bia na e rollout no so almost start free ha the funny thing is me we Confanoche training ni na me bedru Rich Hospital no na e Drew Rich Hospital Wow, me kodru Legon Hospital Ghana Health Service, so they had their own system. But by the last time I checked, no timi akodu municipal hospitals near the rollout no was step by step or more comprehensive. Once I adefophobia it will take some time for people to get used to it. And for get used to it, as you say, you're building a nice database of patient history. No, waba also was a son, and I can tell that the main reason I was say. Oh, you just want to change it. And I work up reasons in tia person sana. I feel say I was say me any kwampa so also your investigation or say audit. We are very curious to see the obe find out. And a new person now the funny thing is answer no be in a press conference we was sending release to hospitals and they say omo be new training for new system. nti ansa na wo be your press conference ne kwa no replacement the enti wo ya dey we ne say wo person replace your mo so replacement was sending release out already for training of our replacements. No, it just smells very fishy because what is wrong with the system in Tia? First, what because say any Ghanaian owned, limbs ye Ghanaian owned.
Company near
Ghanaian owned. I'm a former minister of health.
And Ghana ni been a fronty.
No, they be a Ghanaian and yes, also training the class abroad who been a training now. You can say at least there were Ghanaians running it. Our former minister of health, Honorable Kubo in Swabeka say Ghanaian owned. In the seminal with limbs no in so. Number one, because our person society, my system ne call down 2 weeks. And not affected the delivery and quality of health care.
One my system no
no my default
akwa number no Adom chi say mo obi ti table no ho 0302216561 and 0302216562 ofra na wo de wadwencha abedmede so because and say who tie ne na minister kan no ka say company no mum ena omo ye say ye play entrekese ntie wo mu aye dum ne wo mu aya so
nyi say wo mu idea na happen in the past a different matter but it's in the past 2 weeks wo as a government of Ghana no obligations to the company no were defaulty and omo withdraw system now for 2 weeks no now there's no folder say a migrated by IT system no folder cry na hospital omo ntobio there was a problem for 2 weeks just say it looks like it's all an orchestrated attempt also from limbs and a new system normally abani games was saying Ghana something the first question and then maybe something who say information a all limbs for a system this one obe migrate na and yes, I have started for records, old records in Neo. And in first of limbs na for all these years no. What would have been the benefits? I acquire any man I buy. I just a work hospital or records I all the investigations the results of those investigations, medications you are on in our limb system so. Into a dear minister neighbor a couple for obek or a new company koto ye data ne wo hwa na said it was in movie breba. Because I don't see the relevance in our press conference. Who wants to paint a picture of some impropriety just because contracts in our resources and crowd
Sami Rocky dear your day ababesre mo amofra emma no ene ye nhoma no anwumre sene akowu akire mu no na ese nhoma no ejami a ofra simu a enye yinti mo de beche Sami Rocky was say Chag hospitals no enka ho eti enu ho hu Chag no enka ho Sami yedase or say the Chag are still on limbs so
Chag are still on limbs then call down. Yes, I release now almost send it to hospitals. No, my phone so they are going to update onboard them onto the new system.
Tinacha say any omunye upgrade new enwie or be omugu so ye because some information or their banners or a privy to the coso system.
But Chag, they are all under Ministry of Health. It is a minister name stay free limbs aba sa Ghana Health Information Management System. Games na that means charge for so mo best someone there
na say migration enu ho Gasty man or say bi why NDC ministers no omo interest was say omo cho allegations keke o chese omo dey satisfy full soldiers say na chese ye adwuma na apart from allegations omo ye no ne ewomu ankasa no wunya and read your day aba o say akua regime bi beba aban bi obeba say ye ne ye better ye de no eneye computer placement for national service to health service software say bibia mpanimfo no pese o mo esesa no because of almost selfish interest computer placement don't say yes so so mbesesa no and they say omodi adru Ministry of Health no eti say baby ensachaye e no mo pese omode eba baby ensachaye no pese omode ba izi twemesi message no aba o message no aba abedru ne abna munyina mode no aba abedru na doc ye na yetuapo yebre no enti we se ne waka no mea enema kase minister say omo ya hwehwemu am hoping say yemfa ya no nkeka nkeke because no they say we are a man for will just give you near odeba ye ne say wo kan we eti ne woyɛ ye na hwehwɛmu a wayɛ no akwa akosisen eti doc ansa ne ebekɔ no yenhwɛ Dr. Muhammad Bawumia campaign no na say before ye bedru 31st January no na almost 276 constituencies na masa akoni nyinaa si saa na arrangements na tie hey
yebeko ni na esi senya da bia ye no yebeko ni na esi but enye se baby a ye ma me haje akono nko ho as I said yebesa akoni na esi
okay ntine se haje ade de ne namfa na Dr. Muhammad Bawumia so ade de ne namfa we ko ha obi abetima ko obi bi okay the same message
who say ye ma me haje message no ye a little different who say no she's advocating for her husband say utie engagements no central region on na ebetimi testify the most to the character any subain of Yoruba on so na me sure say any swade hunu no yen na adwin say ye nim clearly pa but me sure so on da ni tim pa nti on so from her own perspective no any ni pe kasa say papa yi minim ne pa minim say adwuma we mo de mana Ghana da na koma so a ode ye betumpon nti message no sa na etie
yo enwumre ye da so wasem wetwa to na into apodok
hey na my dream ade bi wo my dream na me pese make up out
e me gu so
live so do asem na etwa to no ye very simple say we've spoken about the value of consistency election cycle ni mo and marketing say papa ya ton as a political party adan na opese osesa na okofo bi foforo ba afa ni ebe ye ne ho adwuma asem propaganda ndc fo de be foforo no munya mfa maaye ensam bibia e betimi e de agu ne ho fi ni nyina mfa maaye because onye candidate ye wo ukofa ne ba sa asem we nyina na ye be yi aba asan ye be dia be dia no abe convince Ghana for it will take a long time into party for MPP for amotie it is very simple say election 2028 and if we are serious about it our best bet the obetimi amaye the highest chance of victory de na kobida and ni suban yenyina yetimi testify say ni suban ye correct yenyina yetimi testify say ni so ade hu ya ade a ebeboa Ghana ebeboa party no until there is no reason in tia e wo say yesesa masema me di twa no say asem journey na yenyina ye start ye near Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia started 2023 no our party for moment over 60% confidence no yento aso na this time ye money boom because no kwen say election ni the era Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obe win say ye to aba no constituency by constituency the person ye be hu ni say ye be to aba na wie na constituency mama ni boom na ono so eba na kai mu boom ade na very simple because it's already happened victory ni the there but we need to have a very convincing victory a bit simi edi unity and in kabom cohesion about party anymore and it is a duty on all party people say you be making the right decision for the party and the right decision for Ghana you be choose obi obeboa Ghana and yet kaka obejinti me usually my position on that and I say obi ba na obema obi bia there's nothing wrong with collecting it but okosa ballot box ni mu it's between you and unyame it's between you and umadachi and the obetimi aboa Ghana ama Ghana akonenim nti udu hodi anu a make the right decision but the wakwa akodi one chain there send it's all fair game.
I'm yet to find a doctor wadane politician woni okoboy mesemo mejiri se mo yera akwai baby amu be pie mo yera akwai
so me hospital nti na ye den se me ye course no na confirm no che ho na ya tete me so it was only natural say me ko so e wo be ko school honestly politics I na minim say ya dia e den ya me but yeah we me hospital na me ho na manantia so I felt say me ko school me pese me sua bibia eno ho asem na me sua yeah
na politics no so abetom
and then this
Dr. Akua Amoako deputy spokesperson Dr. Muhammad Bawumia campaign team no doc ewom yedana say medical so e dia twa anim say weekend yi efo eywe eda from Madam Janet Jariwa eda fam na eyiyo no ebekọ